Hello, Math 131 students from Fall 2015. I am Alana Tuckey. I'm your instructor, and in these videos, I'm going to be going over the syllabus in great detail. This will free up some time for us on the first day to be able to do actual activities and lecture and such. All right, so as I said, my name is Alana Tuckey. My office is in McDivitt Hall on Central Campus. My office phone number is there. However, let's get real, this is the 21st century. So here's my Google Voice number, which you can text me at. If you are going to text me, be sure to let me know who you are because I teach a lot of students and also what class you're in. That's also very helpful. And there's my email address as well. Now I have a YouTube channel and I'm going to show it to you guys because I'm so proud of it. So let me go home. And there we have it. I had some welcome video up there, but you can just pause that when it comes up. All right, so on this channel, I have literally over 1,300 videos so far, so a ton. You will be particularly interested in the Math 131 videos, which I've collected a couple, well, actually about 85 or so into a playlist here, into two playlists. So the technology tutorials, they'll also help you with the calculator and a little bit of Excel for when you need Excel. And then I actually have some very old, not very old, but old lectures. They'll be very similar for chapters 10 and 11 for us. And let's see, our linear chapter and our quadratic chapter, those review chapters. So they'll have some similarities and they can definitely be helpful for you. Let's see, I've also got a 131 technology from Win 15 there and some other stuff. And you can always go up here and just click on the little magnifying glass, type 131, enter. And it'll take it a while, but it'll find all the videos that I have that have the 131 label on them. So that's a really nice trick for being able to find videos that are relevant to your course. Unfortunately for you guys, well, fortunately or unfortunately, I teach 133 online, so a lot of videos are for statistics because that's where the bulk of my videos are for that online course. However, there is still some stuff up here that's useful for you guys. Okay, so let me go back to the syllabus. All right, and then for MyMathLab, we do use MyMathLab. So let me show you what that looks like. So if you type mymathlab.com, it'll take you to this page. Now the first time you go in, you're going to register as a student. You'll go here and then you'll have to tell it what course ID you want. That'll be my last name and some numbers. I will give that to you on a handout on the first day. It'll have some highlighted parts to it. So look for that handout and it has all the info you need for getting registered. Don't forget that you can get in for 2 weeks for free. So if you're waiting for your code to come through or whatever, you can still get in and get started on your homework. You cannot wait on your homework, period. Sorry, my internet's being really slow there. So let me back up. And then once you have created your account and all of that and registered, then from then on when you go, you're going to just sign in to whatever account that you made. There, and you'll just be able to sign in. No, I will not tell you my password. You'll have to sign in with your own username and password, and you'll be able to get into our course where I will post the announcements in this course. I'll have the worksheets available in this course. I'll have your homework, your online homework in this MyMathLab course. So a lot of the electronic information, matter of fact, all of the electronic information for our course will be available in MyMathLab. Sorry, my internet is being extremely slow, so I apologize. All right, now my office hours are available through this bit.ly link, so you could just type that in and look at it. That way I might have to modify it later, but that's pretty set at this point. So I don't generally have a lot of office hours on the days that we have class. I have them on the other days. But that said, let me know if you need help and we can try to work something out so that I can help you. All right, so now let's look at our required materials. What every student needs to know. What do you need to buy? Well, you need to have MyMathLab student access. So that registering part that I was just showing you on MyMathLab, it's taking forever. But when you go to register, you have to tell it a code and you have to pay for that code. unless you have taken our course 131 before, or if you've taken 039. So if you had either one of those courses, you do not need to repay for it, period. You only need to repay for it if you, or sorry, not repay, you only need to pay for it if you've never been in 131 before, or if you've never been in 039 before. But those two courses use the same textbook, so you will not need to repay for it if you're coming from either one of those classes. Okay, so let me go back here. You will need a very large 3-ring binder because we have to have our course pack in there, which I accidentally forgot to put in here, but I got to put that in. Course pack. Our course pack is a requirement. You absolutely need it, no question about it. Then you need a large eraser, pencils, because this is an algebra class, so you're going to make mistakes. You need to be able to erase those mistakes. Now, I strongly recommend a TI-84, not a TI-83. 83s can't run the newest operating system, and that's going to make things a little bit more difficult for you. Actually, sometimes quite a bit more difficult for you, depending on the chapter. You can get 84s used from pawn shops and disc traders in town, and then you can always sell them back at the end of the semester to those same shops, which means you'll end up spending roughly like 30 bucks when it's all said and done. So you'll buy it for 60, say, and then sell it back for 30. You still ended up renting it essentially for the semester. Nothing other than an 84 and 83 is really allowed. If you've got calculator questions, just let me know and talk to me about it. And obviously, since we have some MyMathLab homework and some stuff online, that means that we're going to need internet access. Now, you can do your homework and such at school. It's, of course, more difficult at school, but you can do it. But we have some projects. We have, well, actually one project. We have some quizzes and some other stuff that might be online and outside of class. So you need to be able to get online. An optional material would be the textbook, because you don't really need the textbook in a physical form because you actually have access to it in MyMathLab once it starts registering that we're in. We made it in. So we're looking for this section, which is Tucky 43214. So I click on that. And you won't have this huge list of courses. You'll have maybe one other course and our course. But I, of course, teach a lot of classes. That's why my list is so large. And of course, because my internet's being slow, it's going to take us a while to get in there. But when you get in there, there'll be announcements, there's worksheets, there's homework, there's all sorts of stuff available to you in that course. And also the textbook is available to you in that course, which is why you don't need to actually have a physical book for it. Graph papers and rulers especially, always nice to have. Highlighters is actually another one. I like to highlight a lot of different things as I go through the notes. So that's a useful tool to have. All right, now a course description. Let's see. Emphasizes simplifying expressions, solving equations, and graphing functions, including linear, quadratic, that's a typo, polynomial, rational, radical, and exponential, and logarithmic functions, problem solving, etc. In other words, you're going to be doing algebra. I know it's a shocker for you, but it's true. And you're going to do all sorts of different types of algebra, including quadratics and radicals and exponentials, etc. And yes, we will even do logarithms. They're not that bad. Everybody's always intimidated by them, but they're fine. All right, so the core course objectives are right here. Those are the things that students in Math 131 should be able to do. And it's a lot of algebra and using technology and solving applications. So it's pretty much exactly what you'd expect an algebra class to be. And that means that our course is working towards the associate degree outcome of demonstrating computational skills and mathematical reasoning, as well as critical thinking skills. Now let's look at our grades, what we always want to know about. So our grade is a 2.0 or C is a passing grade. So that's the grade that you're shooting for at the very least. You want a 2.0, higher would be great, but you want at least a 2.0 in order to count this towards a degree, a certificate, a program, anything like that. And of course, if you want to transfer, other colleges transfer this, but they only transfer in courses with passing grades. And also keep in mind that this particular course only transfers to other community colleges generally. This course does not transfer to most four-year universities. If you're going on to a four-year school, you're going to need to take another math class after this one for most schools, but you should check with your advisors first. All right, so now what is our grading policy? Well, we've got a lot of stuff. So we have our online MyMathLab homework. MML is how I will abbreviate MyMathLab a lot, so be prepared for that. So your online homework, that's 10%. And then I will give you a lot of work in class. So worksheets that we work on together, group work, notes, all sorts of stuff that we work together. That's worth 15%. And I like to do this because then I'm making a quarter of your grade kind of the at home regular day-to-day grind of this course. So you're working hard and I'm trying to reward you for working hard. So 25% of your grade, a full quarter of it, is that hard work, right? That makes it, by the way, extremely difficult to pass this class if all you want to do is show up and take the exams. Basically, you won't pass. So you have to do the grind of a regular algebra class. And that means coming to class every day, doing all your homework, doing all of your work, working in groups, working well in groups, participating in class, all that good stuff. All right, then, as it's not any great shock to anybody, it's an algebra class, so that means you're going to be taking exams. So you have 3 main exams as well as a large quiz. So they're worth 15, 15, 15, and 5. And then you have a project that's worth 5% as well, just one project, and then a cumulative final that's worth 20% over the whole course. That's why it says cumulative. And that's not to chapters 1 to 9. We actually go to chapter 13, I believe, because 13 is where the radical functions are.